Okay, here's my stove. Now, it consists of a windscreen, which inside has two fold-up legs. It consists of the main pot, which has a bale. You have a little fry pan with two fold-up handles for a stick, and this will fit several ways. Inside I carry some tea bags and a spork, a bottle of fuel, some aluminum foil for baking, and I'll get to that later, and my actual stove. Now this is the stove. You put denatured alcohol in here, you light it, and these little jets around the ring is where it comes up, just like a gas stove at home. Now, put down your stove, light it, sit down your top, your windscreen, and then you put your food or whatever into here. Now this small saucepan is a fry pan. It's also good for heating up waters for teas and stuff like that. And like I just talked about, sometimes if I want to keep it clean, I'll simply put my food into a Ziploc, put it in here and add water to it, and allow this to heat it up through immersion heating. That way when I get done, I pour the water off, open the bag, and eat straight out of the bag without having to clean up. Nothing elaborate to clean up. The big pot also fits in here, and this is perfect when I'm going to cook a larger volume of food. Or like I said, 3 people's worth of Ziploc bags immersion heating, or just make a pot of chili or whatever. I can do it in here. The lid fits down either like this and will lock on, so that this can be used like a Dutch oven, or it will fit like that on top if you just try to seal it up and steam it for just a minute. Pretty good little gear. Now it also has a belt, so you can hang this over a fire. I have taken this little stove, put my food into it before, put the lid on, anchored it down, and then buried it in coals and used it as a Dutch oven and baked breads and goods and stuff like that. We've also done what's called hay box cooking. That's where I've dug a hole, built a big roaring fire in it, let it burn for a couple hours. Then I filled this full of slow cooked foods like tough meat and stuff like that with potatoes and stuff like a beef stew. I've raked the coals out, sat this down in, raked that hot dirt back over it, put the fire back on top and let it burn for a little bit, and then buried the whole thing. We then go fishing or whatever, and 5, 6, 7 hours later come back and dig it up, and you got a hot meal. Kind of like Boston baked beans idea. And beans and stuff would work. Now, here's the modification I made. Here is the only flaw I have with this stove. The way it's designed, notice this cutout right here. Now that cutout is so when you put the completed pot together, this fits down in there on the inside, see. But here's the disadvantage. This stove generates a lot of flame. It's a very focused, very hot flame. And when you do like this, the way it's designed, the fire comes out here a lot. When it does that, this handle gets cherry red hot in relatively short order. This is stainless steel. Now that's what these loops are for, to stick a stick in it. But even then, I've had a stick catch fire before. So there's got to be a better way. So Blackie got to thinking about it. And that's when Blackie made a modification. I took a Dremel tool, and on this side, I measured down and cut out a notch. Now, I can put the pot on this way. This can be boiling for 10 minutes, and you can walk up and pick it up like that barehanded. The flames come out on this side still, but not here. All you got to do is measure down just enough so that whenever this sits flush, the top of the pan is even with the top of the windscreen. That's all you got to do. No more burned fingers. Now, the next thing I want to show you is this thing's nice and hot and you want to put it out. Now, the lid is how you extinguish the flame. In here is an O-ring. You pull that O-ring out. Set this down to the side. You're now done cooking. You want to save your fuel. Here's how you do it. Take your bush knife, slide it into these slot on the side, and inside you have those legs. Well, this is what you're going to do. You're going to slide it in and hook that leg on either side. Slide the knife blade straight in and then just pick up. And you can move it off without burning your hand. Once this is out of the way, then take the lid and go put it out. Make sure you've got that O-ring out or it will melt it. It'll go out almost instantly as soon as you do that. I normally put it out, count to 5, and take my lid back off. Go ahead and put my O-ring on and wait for this stove to cool down to where I can touch it. It should cool down in like 5 or 6, 7 minutes. It shouldn't take you long. Certainly by the time you're done eating, it's stone cold. Then put the lid back on, put it back in, and go. Now, I mentioned a while ago about this coil of aluminum foil. Here's why. If you want to use this as an oven and bake, here's what you do. Now, this is just simply a folded up strip of aluminum foil. You know, 1 sheet wide, 3 feet long, and I folded it up so it was a 1 inch thick strip, rolled up. This is the spacer on the bottom. I take this and put it down in the bottom of my big pot. Now I'll take a doubled over thickness piece of aluminum foil, put on the top, and use my fist. I will mash down in here and bend it over until I make a form-fitted pan. Now take you a biscuit dough recipe, a muffin, instant muffin things like you find at Walmart that you put water with, etc. Stir it up, put it in there, and then put the lid on. Put this onto your stove and let it bake for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. When you get done, you'll have one great big muffin. Just slide out the aluminum foil, put it open, slice and eat. I've used this to bake bread on the side of the trail before, and to bake desserts, cakes and stuff. It's a very versatile little stove. Now the next stove up from this is my big Coleman stove, and you're familiar with that. Just a 2-burner Coleman. That's what I use for large family gatherings when I'm going to be doing a lot of cooking, and it's going to need to stay set up. Plus, I'm going to have people with me that may not be too versed in woodland cooking. They can understand a Coleman stove because it's like the range at home, so you can get them to help you cook a little bit. I hope you've enjoyed my little modifications. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I truly appreciate all you people for subscribing and for being so supportive. Thank you very much. I'm Blackie for Shaman's Forge Bushcraft, wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day.